Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, dear students. How are you? I think you are quite well. Today I will discuss with you a grammatical point from English second paper entitled Completing Sentence. You know, I have taken already one class on this topic. In my previous class I talked with you on the topic, on the issue that when you go to complete a sentence, sometimes you have to use a clause and sometimes you have to use phrase. Okay, today I will try to show you some completing sentence with rules. I will discuss elaborately. At first, I have to start with a rule. Notice this sentence: we are unable to go by train because of here, because of. Attention please, because of. Okay. Here, after preposition we know, after preposition comes verb or verb, ing form of verb or any noun or noun phrase. Okay, after preposition we have to use noun or noun phrase or ing form of any verb. So here what we can use, we were unable to go by train because of some circumstances. So what you can write here, we can write here because of our delay, this is a noun phrase, of course. Our delay, we are unable to go by train because of our delay. Attention please. So the sentence has been completed by only a phrase. You need not use here any clause. It's a simple sentence, of course. Okay. Number B, a good teacher discovers the treasure that. In this sentence, that is a relative pronoun, of course, which modifies the noun treasure. Okay, I will repeat: a good teacher discovers the treasure that. That means this relative pronoun modifies its antecedent, another noun, treasure here. Okay, treasure. When this that is a relative pronoun, so we have to use here verb plus extension or object. That means from this relative pronoun, if we take it as a subject, it will be a clause here. So you have to use a clause including that. Okay, a clause. What a clause? When you will go to make a clause, you have to use, of course, a finite verb at first. So a good teacher discovers the treasure that remain is a verb, of course. This is finite verb. That remains hidden. That remains hidden in every student. Every student. So we can say remains. That remains. That means treasure. So that finite verb, that is subject here, of course, in this second clause. In the first clause, the subject was a good teachers and finite verb was discover. Okay. In the second clause, that is the subject and remain is the finite verb, and another part is extension. That remains hidden in every student. So a good teacher discovers something valuable in every student. Okay, Number C. 16th December is a red letter day in our life because. Here because is a conjunction of course. So in this sentence you have to use a clause of course. Here because is a conjunction which will connect two clauses of the sentence. This will be a complex sentence of course. So the students, come on, 16th December is a red letter day. You know what is the significance of the 16th December in our national life. So in this sense you have to complete the sentence. So in this sentence you have to use a complete clause. After because you have to use subject. 16th December is a red letter day in our life because on this day we subject, on this day adverbial phrase, on this day we got our freedom. Okay, on this day we got our freedom. Here is the clause of course. We is the subject, got is the finite verb, and our freedom is object here, and on this day is a phrase, adverbial phrase. So in this sentence we have used a complete clause to complete the sentence. Okay. Number D. If you want to lead a sound life, you know, the students, when a sentence begins with if is a conjunction of course, and this sentence will be a complex sentence of course. And when if clause is in present indefinite tense, the other clause will be in future indefinite or present indefinite tense. If you notice here, if clause is written in present indefinite tense, of course want here is the finite verb, want is in present form. Okay, present form of verb. So if you want to lead a sound like conditional sentence, of course you know there are three conditionals in grammar, English grammar. So this is the first conditional, we can call it first conditional. So when if clause is in present indefinite tense, the second clause or another clause will be in future indefinite tense. Of course, if you want to lead a sound life, what you have to do? Okay, you can write you have to take physical exercise. You have to take physical exercise. Okay, you have to take physical exercise. This is the second clause. So here if clause is in present indefinite tense, here want is finite verb, so this clause is in present indefinite tense. So I have written the second clause in also in present indefinite tense, or you can write this clause, the second clause, in future indefinite tense, of course. Okay, you have to take physical exercise, or you can write you should. Okay, you should take physical exercise is also right. Number E, if I had been invited, another conditional here, if I had been invited. Here if clause has been written in past perfect tense, of course. Dear students, I hope you will try to understand. If I had been invited, here if clause has been written in past perfect tense, of course. If I had been invited, and passive form, of course. This clause is written in passive form. Passive form of voice has been used. If I had been invited, when if clause is in past perfect tense, in the second clause you have to use perfect conditional. We can say it perfect conditional. That means subject plus would have, might have plus V3. Okay, here you have to use subject first. Dear students, you have to use here a complete clause, of course. So at first you have to use subject, second clause, subject of second clause. If I had been invited, the subject of second clause will also be first person. I would have or might have. Subject plus would have or might have. You have to use I would have, if I had been invited, I would have joined the party. Okay, I would have joined the party. Attention please. Here if clause has been written in past perfect tense, of course. So in the second clause you have to use subject plus would have plus V3 plus extension or object. Okay, this is called third conditional. Number F, folk music is a type of music which, here which is a relative pronoun, which modified folk music. Folk music is a type of music which, okay, what type of music is folk music? You know, I think better because we have a lesson on this topic in our English first paper, folk music. So you can write here many things about folk music, but you have to use a clause including which, relative pronoun which, of course. Here which will be used as subject of the clause, and you have to use finite verb and extension or object. Okay, folk music is a type of music which springs, here is the finite verb, which springs from the heart of common people, from the heart of common people. Okay, who is here relative pronoun, you have to use the finite verb and extension. So folk music is a type of music which springs from the heart of common people. Here is the second clause. Okay, number C, he is a quack, full stop. In the second sentence, he behaves as if. Here as if is a conjunction. You know, when two clauses are connected to it, as if or as though, if the previous part of as if or as though is in present indefinite tense, the latter part will be in past indefinite tense. Okay, he behaves as if. You have to use here subject, he, where, we can use where here, of course. If you use be verb in case of as if, as though, you have to always use be where in case of be verb, of course. So he behaves as if he were an expert doctor, an expert doctor. Okay, here is the second clause. Next one, last one, hard work leads to success. First sentence. Second sentence, people who. Here after people the relative pronoun has been used here, so you have to use the finite verb and extension, of course. People who are hardworking, you can write who are hardworking, who are hardworking, people who are hardworking can be successful in life, successful in life. Okay, thank you dear students. I hope you will be benefited from the class and you will try to practice at home. Okay, thank you very much.